Hey guys, and welcome to Car Guy 1999 Reviews. Today, thanks to Infinity of Nashville, we have our 2024 BMW 740i. Now, I've spent some time in the 7 Series, but it was actually an i7 when I went to the BMW Ultimate Driving Experience Tour. Went down to Gillette Stadium, drove all the new 2025 BMWs. Haven't spent much time in... Actually, I haven't spent any time in the normal gas-powered 7 Series of this generation. We have a 2021 7 Series that I spent some time in, but pretty darn cool to say the least. Love this whole display for the backseat passengers. Everything in the backseat is just absolutely awesome. Bowers & Wilkins sound system. This one has the M Sport package. When you're in sport mode, this whole ambient light display changes, which is really, really cool. It is absolutely freezing out, 7 degrees Fahrenheit. Check that out. One thing, all right, so I can't figure out with these, I looked, I tried, I can't figure it out. You can't bring the headrest closer without adjusting the seat back. So let's see if I can, driver's seat, do this, this brings the seat back closer, then I can do that, and then that's set there, and you just hit set. This is kind of weird, there's no haptic feedback, it just kind of resorts back to itself, or the seat's moving while I'm talking because it won't just set. Do this. All right, set 1. There we go. So yeah, you have to be a little slow with these. To get to the seat menu, you have to push this button here. Very odd. Everything in this isn't very intuitive until you spend time with it. Like how to open the glove box is a haptic button right here. But M Sport steering wheel, you do have a boost mode, which is nice. That's too much. Still too much. Set 1, stay. Not prepared because this truck driver was asking me where to go. I'm like, I literally said to him, I said, I don't work here, I don't know. It's like, do you know where this beverage place is? I'm like, no. So he completely threw me off my track. So this is a mild hybrid. It has your B58 engine, but it also has a hybrid system for some torque fill, which works really, really well. Oh yeah, I didn't go through all of these menus and all this. There's so much stuff here that you end up using the BMW Assistant for almost everything because it is impossible to know where everything is. That's the one thing, like modern cars, we can do everything with screens. Why should we? Or I should say this, I know why we do everything with screens, because if we had buttons for absolutely everything in here, this would just be littered with buttons like the Porsche Panamera was. Once you get used to it, yes, it's easier. It is easier. I'm not gonna say it isn't. My BMW, so this should have my sports display. There we go. That was kind of a little rant there, but so in terms of driving experience, this is where the 7 Series really kind of shines. It is a luxury grand tour. When you're in comfort mode and everything, it is a soft, comfortable, grand touring luxury experience. In sport mode, it does a pretty darn good job. There's a boost mode if you hold the downshift paddle. That will give you peak output for about 10 seconds. It's very quick. It is very, very quick. And I think most luxury cars like this are. And this is the base powertrain. To think that you used to be able to get these with a twin turbo V12. And you can see cornering everything. It's very, very capable. And BMW always does a very good job. Cancel.
Please try again.
Forgot that's enabled. Cancel.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand that.
Cancel. Remember what I said about all this technology? Is it really all that useful? You can shut that off. I thought I did, but apparently I didn't. The one thing that everybody kind of talks about in modern day this brand is the steering. Yeah, the steering's absolutely numb. In terms of being able to turn it, the ratio itself, it's good. It's perfect amount of steering that I need, but I just can't feel anything that's happening through the wheel. But I know I've said a lot of complaints. So what do I actually think of this car? It's a really, really good car. It's a lot to get used to, but every car in this class is. I will say BMW is the only one to actually put remote start on their keys. Audi doesn't, Mercedes doesn't. It's all locked to an app, which is terrible unless you're the first or second owner. If you are borrowing the car or whatever, it is a terrible idea. And it is essentially, if you do not have the app installed, you do not have remote start. It's a smart idea for user retention of the app because you're locking a main feature into it. But it's insane that it's forced to be in an app. These key fobs are mini computers. You can absolutely program, like BMW does, to be in the key. What this also has is departure plans. So you can sit there and say, I'm leaving the house at 8 o'clock in the morning. It will remote start itself 10 minutes prior. So by the time you get to the car, it is started, heated seats are on, defrosted, and ready to go. That is one of my favorite features in new cars, and I absolutely adore it. You don't even have to touch the key. It does everything all by itself. So let's say you live in an apartment complex or you're in a massive hotel and you say, this car's in a parking garage and the key won't reach it from where you're staying. You don't need the key to reach it. It will do it all on its own. And that also, if you can't see the car, it says, is it started? Is it not? It does it all by itself. It's awesome. The 7 Series is a very impressive car. Very, very impressive car. I've very much enjoyed my time in it. I would absolutely buy one of these used, CPO, with a massive warranty. But they're good. They're really, really good. The sound system's incredible. This is the Bowers and Wilkins, of course. It's... to compete against the S-Class, you have to be very, very good. And good news, this is very, very good. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. I'll see you all in the next one.